Good evening and welcome back to By Any Means Necessary, the Health and Nutrition Education Show. My name is Melvin Thompson. I'm the Executive Director of the Endeleo Institute. By now, you should know that Endeleo is the Swahili word for progress, growth, and development. We are a member organization of Trinity United Church of Christ. We are located at 95th and Normal, our farmers market, and we want to talk a little bit today about the farmers market, this past market recap. We had a splendid time. In fact, this was our first time that we had over 200 customers there, so we're really excited about that. Our own Reverend Dr. Otis Moss III and his wife Monica Moss were there the entire day. We had a splendid day. The weather cleared up nicely and we had a wonderful time. The young lady that you see sitting next to me is Miss Althera Steenes. She is a community outreach specialist for Top Box Foods, and if you don't know about that, we're going to find out about that today, and I'll get to her in just a second. But I wanted to talk about the market itself. It was such a each week we've added at least two more black farmers, and so now we're at 6, and we're thrilled about that because we started the market July 9th and we had 2, and now we've ballooned to 6, and I think it has something to do with the fact that the market they're selling out every week, and so word spreads when customers are buying their goods. And so we look forward to having as many farmers. So if you're a farmer or you know a farmer out there that would like to come to our Trinity's market, we're open from 8 o'clock. We're open from 8 o'clock, and I'm trying to show you the overhead. We're open from 8 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon every Saturday at 95th and Normal. And we're just excited to have you come. The community, Trinity, of course, is the market, and so we're excited about that. One of the things that I've noticed over the last several weeks out there is the fact that so many of the farmers are engaging with the customers. And I think one of the farmers even told me that, we used to go through the wholesaler most of the time, but we're finding it more lucrative and more personable and more relational to actually go directly to the customer and let the customers know, where their food is coming from. And so there's actually no middleman, and I'm excited about that. Yes. And so it's a wonderful thing. One of the things I was also noticing was Pastor Moss engaging with the farmers as well, because he always talks about where our food comes from, and that it doesn't come from Jewel necessarily or the grocery store. That's not where food comes from. It's actually shipped there. And so anytime he gets a chance to talk to the farmers, and one such farmer from God's Grace has a grandson that's really doing all of the work. And what's exciting about that is the grandparents are kind of in the background identifying the food for customers and telling them how to package it and how to give it to each one of the customers. But I saw Pastor Moss have a conversation with this young man, and under no uncertain terms, I heard him say that in the 21st century now, that he wants to follow in his grandparents' footsteps and become a farmer and actually get into that field. Yes. So isn't that just spectacular?
That is spectacular.
I mean, when you think about, the 21st century and technology and all these things, yes, that someone would still be, with their heart in the soil, so to speak. Yes. And so we're excited about that, and we want to continue to do that because we love to see the dollar continue to circulate in our community. Yes. And while people are getting healthy all at the same time, I know we were talking in the green room, and you mentioned the fact that we've got a health component attached to this, and we do, because I've mentioned many times that we do Zumba, we do yoga, and just in the last couple of weeks, we've added Double Dutch. So for all of you Double Dutchers out there, we've got a group from Trinity. I think they're over 40, and they have a Double Dutch club, and so they drew most of the attention. The pastor actually got out there and unsuccessfully, no, I'm not going to say that. He gave it his best and tried to keep up. But it's exciting because we've got healthy food, nutrition, families, black farmers, and health all in one place. That's a great combination. That's just a great combination. And so without further ado, I want to segue into what you do at Top Box. And I want to show everyone, we don't have the card. Maybe I can get it. Oh, there we go. There we go. And again, Althera is the community outreach specialist for Top Box Foods. So again, welcome, and tell me, first of all, what is Top Box Foods?
Top Box Foods is a wonderful company that offers boxes of quality foods to the community. We work with non-for-profit organizations such as churches and community organizations where we offer different foods such as fruits, vegetables, meats, fish, chicken, and different things every month, every second Saturday of the month. For the community. It's a great organization. It's a great resource to combat food access in the community, to combat the food desert issue. Sure. Along with the farmers market. So we're happy to have you, allow us to be on the show today. In addition to, we also give back to the organizations that partner with us. We give 5% back of the sales from each box that's purchased through Top Box.
Really? So part of the proceeds that you get from the sale of this healthy food goes back to the communities that you're working in? Absolutely. That's amazing. Now you're a nonprofit yourself. Top Box is a nonprofit organization as well, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now tell me, before I get into Top Box, give me a little bit about your background, where you come from, and how you got engaged with Top Box Foods.
My background starts back in the north suburbs, and I work for a pediatric endocrinology office with a group of wonderful dietitians and certified diabetes educators, and it stemmed into working with a great program for families of teaching nutrition and physical activity at the University of Chicago, which is where I currently am a full-time employee there. I work as a community health educator, so I'm also able to go out to the community and teach nutrition education, as well as diabetes empowerment management. You know what? That's funny you mentioned that, because I saw a special, and I don't remember if it was WGN or WTTW on a farmer's market at Experimental Station. Oh yes, the 61st Street Farmers Market. Yes. And there was a diabetes component. Can you talk a little bit about that? Oh, absolutely. That component is Dr. Monica Peak's Southside Health Diabetes Project, and they have a fantastic program called the Southside Health Diabetes, and they have. Okay, hold that thought. We've got a caller. Go ahead, caller. What's your comment or question? Hello? Hello.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for making it.
I'm watching, of course. And I wanted to know from just both of you what you'd say some of the biggest barriers to healthy eating in communities of color may be. Is it education? Is it access in terms of food deserts? Like, what would you say are some of the greatest challenges?
Great question, and thank you for the call. And I would probably say all of the above. Exactly. Yes. You know, you can chime in, but I'll say the outset. We're working. The Endeleo Institute is working off of a USDA grant that we received late last year to promote, market, and provide nutrition education around the farmers market, for that very reason that there's a lack of awareness about healthy food and how beneficial it is for your long-term and short-term health. And so we know that in our community, the Washington Heights community, there are the preventable disease factor is so high in our community, whether you're talking about diabetes, heart disease, and those kind of related diseases. And it comes with the fact, as we had Dr. Mason on earlier this season, and he talked about the fact that that's because of what we're putting in our bodies, and it has everything to do. And there's a lack of awareness about that in our community. And so for these next 2 years, we're going to be providing that education with the healthy food. So they won't just get healthy food, they'll know why they're eating this food.
Yes.
Want to add anything?
I completely agree. It definitely is lack of education. A lot of people not sure what to eat or how to eat and how to cook for their families. And so it's great to have resources like yourself to provide that information to the greater community where it's free. You don't have to pay for it, and you just come out and participate. So that was a really great question. And, being more mindful of, what we're putting in our bodies, reading food labels and the portion size and how much you put on your plate. And those small changes turn into big ones.
Absolutely. And then she raised the question of access as well.
Oh, yes.
We know that in the Washington Heights community, the nearest grocer is 2 miles either east or west. Yes. So that's quite a trip for families who may lack that transportation or just the plain access. And so for 3 months out of the year, this market comes to the community and brings that food right literally to your door, which goes back to what Top Box Foods does in terms of bringing the food. So let's talk a little bit about that.
So Top Box, we have a partnership with Trinity Church. We just signed on St. Sabina, and we try to work with also smaller churches in your area so that they can come and pick up the boxes at the delivery sites at the churches that we partner with. So Trinity is a partner church, again, St. Sabina, and so we have the boxes delivered to these locations, and patrons pick them up, and they pay at the time of picking up the box. So even if you place an order, you don't have to pay at that time. You can pay when you pick up the box. And this is the great thing about not only give it back to the community, but the boxes, the food at Top Box is 40% less than the grocery store.
That's amazing. Say that one more time.
It's 40% off the grocery store prices, honestly, and you're getting quality foods from different wholesale places the same places that works with Mariano's and bigger box stores. Quality foods. Sometimes they're organic. Sometimes they're antibiotic free. A lot of different great products that we use, and you can't really beat that. I got a garden box, which is a fruit and vegetable box, and I thought they just did it for me. It had potatoes, it had zucchini, it had mangoes and oranges, apples, grapes, tomatoes. I can't stop. Sweet potatoes. I was like, wow. Did you all just do this for me?
Yeah.
But no, that's for everyone.
They do that for everyone.
It was $15. You can't beat that.
Wow. And I've been talking to people in anticipation of having this conversation with you who actually use it at Trinity, and they say you get so much food that they often, some of the seniors, freeze it and keep it and preserve it. And that's another thing in terms of awareness and education about how do we preserve foods in our community, because we just started last week the eligibility for link cards. So if you have a link card, if you're a link card user, we have this double value coupon program where it's phenomenal. And if you spend, let's say, $10, you get $20 worth of food. So if you spend $40, you could typically get $80 worth of food. But what comes behind that is you may get so much food that you may need to know how to preserve the food that you're getting, because it's fresh from the farmers, and so there's education that's needed there as well.
It is. In Top Box, we accept all forms of cash as well as link, SNAP, and EBT forms. So you accept that? We sure do. We don't do the double link yet. So we're working on that in the future. But in the meantime, we do accept that, so that it goes to a wide range range of the community, no matter what your economic status is. It's helpful to everybody.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So where are you logistically? Are you on just one side of town? Are you?
No, our Top Box is throughout the entire Chicagoland area. It's predominantly in the city of Chicago on the south side. However, we do have delivery sites on the north side, and hopefully in the future we'll work on the south suburbs.
Wow, wow. And I saw something on your website about obviously Chris Kennedy is the founder.
Yes,
him
Chris
and his
Kennedy
wife.
and Sheila Kennedy, great proprietors for the Top Box organization, and they do a lot in the community, and they care about the community. And this is another reason why that we love to partner with them.
Yeah, it was great. I got a chance to meet him, and I saw on the website where it says you're measured by what your relationship is with
Absolutely.
the community. I just love that. I think it's wonderful, and we've been at. How long have you been at Trinity with the Top Box program?
I'm a new community outreach liaison with them, but I've been a member of Trinity since 2009, a part of the Emma Bossi Health and Wellness Ministry. So this was a great fit for me to partner with them doing nutrition education in the community. So I just had to.
And that's great because you mentioned Emma Bossi, and in a nutshell, we work with Emma Bossi. That's one of the many ministries at Trinity United Church of Christ, and we work closely. Endeleo works with them because one of the other areas that we specialize in is brain health in terms of memory loss and Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yes.
We actually have a group of a consortium of churches that we work with. That deal with this because it's most pronounced in the African American community, memory loss, and so. I know you're familiar with the fact that healthy foods, green leafy vegetables, help kind of stem the progression.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
From a medical standpoint?
So what a lot of health professionals are finding out that all of the conditions that are affecting the community, whether it's diabetes, whether it's Alzheimer's, and heart disease, and even cancers, are nutrition related. So a lot of the things that we go through, we can actually combat them, eliminate them, or even manage them through nutrition education as well as physical activity. So a lot of our communities kind of, we've gotten around going to fast food places, and don't get me wrong, I go there too.
Yep.
But
everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation, and that's what we've stopped doing is moderation and moving around, a little more and drinking more water, and so that can definitely combat a lot of the health conditions that affecting our weight.
Yeah, and I stand convicted. I need to drink more water. I know my family is probably looking at that saying, yes, you do. And it's just one of those things. And I think the more we know, the better off we will be because we are living longer.
We are.
And it's the quality of that life that we're seeing. I know in Washington Heights, I was astounded. I thought there were just 4, but there are actually 6 senior facilities in the Washington Heights community alone, which tells you we have an aging population, and so these active. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. And so it's it's imperative that we're eating the right things, and so that we're aware of what's out there and what's available for us to eat.
Absolutely.
So the more you pick up customers, so walk me through what a person does to get Top Box delivered. Do they make the phone call? Is there a number that they call?
Yes.
Or do they go through the church? How's that facilitated?
So they can go through the partner church or partner organization that we work with. Typically, we have on-hand order forms available for you to see, exactly what the boxes look like in pictures, as well as an order form to look at. And you basically fill out the order form with your name and contact information and how many boxes that you've ordered, and they follow up with you. You can also go online at topboxfood.com and also place place an order there.
Okay.
You can submit an order to info@topboxfoods.com. If you want to do it online, a lot of people are very tech savvy and computer savvy. So
I'm going to give them that overhead again real quick to take a look at that.
I just have to show my nails.
Yeah, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Shameless plug.
Right. I'm not going to tell you the salon.
All right.
Top Box Foods, that's, please contact us if you want more information or if you are interested in having us at your church site. We love to partner with the community. And again, it's a great resource for food access, for healthy foods, quality foods, and you really can't beat the price anywhere.
Yeah, and so as you get more and more customers, it says on your website that as you gain more population, the prices tend to decrease even more. So the more customers that you get, the better economically it is to be a member of this, right?
It is. It's a benefit. It's a win-win situation. Again, it's simply because you're getting quality foods. It's a convenient, getting it delivered to a convenient location that you trust in your community.
Yes.
And then you're also getting the benefit back to their partner organization that's helping, the church or organization wherever, you decide and you select to.
So this is not just seasonal then. This is this all year round? All year
round. Each month it's a different menu, and a lot of the things stay, but we do have specials every month. And so, for instance, we usually had a special for rib tips because it's summertime. People like to grill and different things like that.
Oh, so wait a minute. So it's a little red meat involved.
Oh, it's a red meat involved, but I know that Trinity is a very plant-based diet.
Right. Exactly.
Plant-based diet,
exactly.
Which is very important. You definitely should have a more plant-based diet than meat, but there's just some of the specials that they offer, and they also offer holiday specials and different things like that. But definitely the more popular boxes are the fruit boxes, the vegetable box, and then the garden box, which is that combination of both.
Well, and I joke with you about the meat, but the reality is that you don't want people to just stop what they're doing cold turkey, and excuse the pun, but you don't want them to just stop what they're eating. You kind of want to incorporate a healthier mix of foods in what you eat every day, and then hopefully that becomes kind of ingrained in what you do on a regular basis, right?
Absolutely. It's again like you mentioned, moderation. It takes a while to taper off different things that you grew up on or culturally how we've always eaten. But once you learn better, you do better.
Yeah.
And once you learn that we don't need as much meat in our diet and definitely not a lot of sugar, fats, and sodium, that transition, it takes education and it takes consistency. So. Yeah,
and I think the more you eat these healthy foods, it seems like you would just naturally start being more cognizant of the other things that you probably know aren't the healthiest, or you will at least start doing the research to kind of say, okay, maybe I shouldn't have such a large portion, because you mentioned portions earlier, and sometimes I think in the West we have the largest piece of meat, and in the East they do just the opposite in terms of what they how much meat they eat, and so I think it's just a process. It's just an ongoing.
I was definitely that person that says I got to get my money's worth. I will fill my soda all the way to the top, and it spill over, and I want my plate filled up,
exactly,
or my container. So but once you realize that, oh wow, I'm eating a meal for a family of four for one person, you start to make those changes. And I kind of tell people when I'm doing nutrition education is that they say, oh, it costs too much money to eat healthy, and I disagree with that. It's better to eat healthier now and pay the price that you pay instead of paying it at the hospital and waiting sick later.
So, oh my goodness.
Which end do you want to get it up?
Absolutely. So, we in the last couple of seconds we have here, what ultimately would you like to see Top Box morph into become? I mean, is there an end goal of where they want to go?
Oh, absolutely. I think they want to touch in all the markets within the city, as many markets as they can, as far as the area in Chicago, to provide this great resource, this food resource, and also, benefit back to that community. I think that's what the goal is, to touch all the markets that they possibly can.
To become like a community staple.
A community staple.
That is wonderful, and that's exactly what Endeleo wants to become. And we're out of time now, but we thank you so much. We're going to have you come back, and we'll see you next week for By Any Greens Necessary. Come to the Farmers Market, 95th and Normal, and take care of yourself. Bye.
Bye.